Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. Cam Leiter is officially a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And that's a sentence that carries a lot of weight when you consider the path he took to get here. The Dodgers didn't just add another arm, they invested in potential, grit, and a name that echoes baseball royalty. Jim Callis of MLB.com broke the news on Tuesday, confirming that the former Florida State pitcher inked his deal with the Dodgers for a solid $1,349,100. That number isn't random, it's the slot value for the No. 65 overall pick in the MLB draft. It also marks a bit of history for Florida State, as Cam Leiter becomes the first Seminole to ever sign exactly for the full value of their draft slot. That might sound like just a technicality, but in a world where negotiation is king, it says a lot about how much belief both sides have in each other. This isn't just a kid getting drafted, it's a statement of intent from one of Major League Baseball's most storied franchises. They're betting on Leiter's future, and despite his injury setbacks, they're clearly convinced that what he brings to the mound is more than worth the investment. But to fully understand why the Dodgers went all in on Cam Leiter, you have to rewind the tape a little bit. Let's go back to his early college days. Cam started his college career at the University of South Florida, where he didn't just blend in, he made noise. As a freshman, he went 3-2 with a 4.9 ERA across 56 innings. That may not scream dominance on the surface, but context is everything. His performances were enough to earn him a unanimous selection to the American Athletic Conference All-Freshman team, a nod to the raw talent and potential the young right-hander had from the jump. It was during this time that scouts really started to take notice. Cam wasn't just another pitcher, he was the kind of competitor who had flashes of brilliance, who could light up the radar gun and keep hitters guessing. That foundation laid at USF would become the launching pad for what came next. Even if his path wouldn't be as straightforward as he or anyone had hoped, the potential was always there, and it was clear he had more in the tank. In a move that surprised few who were following his development, Cam Leiter transferred to Florida State University ahead of the 2024 season. It was a step up in competition, visibility, and expectations. FSU is a powerhouse, known for producing major league talent, and Cam fit right into that mold. He was expected to make an immediate impact, and for a time, he did just that. In the 2024 season, Leiter started 7 games, tossing a total of 35 innings and finishing with a 4.63 ERA. While those numbers won't jump off the stat sheet, they don't tell the whole story. He was showing signs of dominance, mixing speed with savvy, and flashing the strikeout ability that had scouts intrigued. But then came the injury. On March 28, 2024, he pitched in what would be his last game of the season. Despite attempts to return later that year, his body didn't cooperate. The same story repeated itself in 2025. High hopes, hard work, but ultimately no game action. It was frustrating, no doubt, but the talent was still undeniable. That's what made his draft stock so interesting, and why the Dodgers made the call when a pitcher hasn't thrown in a live game in over a year. It's understandable for some teams to pump the brakes, but the Dodgers aren't most teams. They've built their brand on seeing value where others see risk. And with Cam Leiter, they're seeing something that doesn't show up in stat sheets. They see bloodlines. He's part of the Leiter family, which includes big league names like Al and Jack Leiter. They see a frame and delivery that's projectable, smooth, and powerful. They see a young arm with an elite strikeout rate. He recorded 136 strikeouts over 91 innings, split between USF and FSU. That's more than a strikeout per inning, a metric that scouts drool over. And they see a competitor, someone who didn't fold under the weight of setbacks but kept grinding. That's the kind of mental makeup that thrives in pro ball. By signing him for full slot value, the Dodgers are putting their money where their mouth is. They're not hedging. They believe Cam can get healthy, and when he does, they believe he can dominate. What makes this story even more compelling is the bigger picture at Florida State. The Seminoles had a remarkable showing in the 2025 MLB draft, setting program records across the board. 11 players from FSU were drafted, including 6 pitchers, another program best. But the real headline came in the early rounds, where Cam Leiter, Jamie Arnold, and Alex Lodi's were all taken within the first 2 rounds. That had never happened before in the history of FSU baseball. It's a testament to the talent coming out of the program. but also to the level of respect that major league front offices have for what's being built there. For Cam to be part of that elite trio is significant. It shows that even with his injuries, even with limited tape in his final season, his ceiling was just too high to ignore. And now, as he puts pen to paper and officially becomes a Los Angeles Dodger, he carries not just the expectations of his new team, but also the pride of a program that's clearly on the rise. Cam Leiter's path hasn't been smooth, but if there's one thing baseball has taught us over and over again, it's that resilience matters just as much as raw talent. Injuries have a way of derailing even the most promising careers, but they can also become the crucible where future stars are forged. Leiter could have packed it in, taken the safe route, and disappeared into the background, but he didn't. He stayed ready, he kept working, kept throwing, kept believing. And now he gets his reward, not just a contract, but a chance to prove that he belongs, to wear the Dodger blue with pride, and to climb the ladder from prospect to professional. For a pitcher who hasn't taken the mound in a live game since March 2024, the opportunity is golden. There's no pressure to perform right away, only the expectation that, in time, he'll get back to full strength, and when he does, the Dodgers will be there, waiting with a plan, a system, and a belief in his arm that hasn't wavered. Of course, being part of the Los Angeles Dodgers comes with its own set of expectations. This is an organization that's built to win now and win often. They're perennial contenders, stacked from top to bottom with stars, prospects, and one of the most advanced development systems in all of baseball, but that also means opportunity. Cam Leiter isn't walking into a team desperate for a quick fix. He's joining a system that knows how to nurture talent, how to bring pitchers along at the right pace. Whether it's Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, or Julio Urias, the Dodgers have a proven track record of developing elite arms, and now they've added Leiter to that pipeline. It's a smart move for both sides. Cam gets the resources, coaching, and patience he needs to bounce back the right way. The Dodgers get a high-upside arm with big league pedigree and a chip on his shoulder. It's a marriage of potential and patience, and if things go right, it could be a win for years to come. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Fans of both Florida State and the Dodgers will be watching closely. For Seminole supporters, this is a proud moment. Cam Leiter came into their program with hype and left with history. Despite limited innings, he made an impact that will be remembered not just for what he did on the mound, but for what he represented: a belief in potential, a commitment to growth, and a refusal to let setbacks define him. For Dodgers fans, this is a chance to watch a new story unfold. It's not every day that your team signs a pitcher with big league lineage, strikeout stuff, and something to prove. Leiter may not be the flashiest name in the draft, but the upside is real. He's a project, sure, but one with all the tools to become a payoff. And as we've seen time and time again, the Dodgers know how to turn projects into stars. Keep your eyes on him, because when he's healthy, he'll be worth the wait. It's hard not to root for a guy like Cam Leiter. He's got the name, the bloodline, the fastball, and now the opportunity. But more than that, he's got the attitude, the one that says, "I'm not done yet." That hunger, that edge, that's what separates the hopefuls from the big leaguers. Cam knows the road ahead won't be easy. Rehab is grueling. The minors are unforgiving. The spotlight can be relentless, but he's built for it, and now he's got the backing of an organization that understands what it takes to mold a winner. As he begins this next chapter of his baseball journey, the script is still being written. Will he become a mainstay in the Dodgers rotation? Will he rise through the ranks and make a splash in the bigs? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, he's earned this shot. And with every bullpen session, every rehab milestone, and every inning he eventually throws, he'll be chasing not just a comeback but greatness. As draft classes go, 2025 will be one that Florida State fans remember for a long time. It wasn't just about the number of players taken, it was about what that number represented. A new era, a new level of respect, and Cam Leiter, with all his promise and perseverance, was right at the center of it. This wasn't a sympathy pick or a gamble based on a last name. This was a calculated move by a team known for its precision. The Dodgers saw the long game, the big picture. They didn't flinch at the injury history. They focused on what he could become. For Cam, this is the culmination of years of work on the field, in the weight room, in rehab. And now, the goal shifts. It's no longer about proving he can pitch again. It's about showing he can pitch at the highest level. That journey starts now. And for those who have followed his story, there's a real sense of excitement because when Cam Leiter finally toes the rubber again, it'll be more than just a return, it'll be a rebirth. And so, the Dodgers add another name to their ever-growing list of promising arms. Cam Leiter joins an organization that knows how to build, how to develop, how to win. For Florida State, it's a feather in the cap of a record-setting draft class. For Cam himself, it's the next step in a journey that's been anything but linear. But that's the beauty of baseball. It rewards those who keep showing up, who keep believing, who keep throwing. From USF to FSU, from injury to draft day, from setbacks to signing bonuses. Cam Leiter has stayed the course now. The focus turns to the future, to recovery, to progress, and eventually, to the big leagues. There's a lot of work to do. But if history is any guide, if the Dodgers' track record means anything, then Cam Leiter's best days are still ahead. The name Leiter is back in the pros, and this time, the story's just getting started. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.